Whether you're brewing teas, crafting potions, or enchanting your garden, you know that herbs are more than just greenery, they're powerful allies. If you've ever wondered how to truly connect with the plants in your cabinet and make the most of their magic, this episode is for you. If you can't hear it in my voice, I'm literally like pointing like towards you, like it's for you. You get it? I hope you do. Hola, spellcasters, botanical witches, and all you magical dirt lovers out there. I'm your host, Michael Blackthorn, and welcome to Not Every Witch. Today, we're diving into the leafy wonders that every witch should have in their magical arsenal. Herbs are the bridge between science and spirit. La la la. Blending centuries of traditional wisdom with the transformative magic we weave into our lives. But before we begin, let's be clear. I am not a medical professional. You like that? I am not. I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a doctor. No, don't pretend to be. So please do not, take this any type of way. This episode is for educational and metaphysical purposes only, so always consult with a healthcare provider for medical concerns. And also, when I talk a lot about herbs and such, I do so from a witch perspective. So like utilizing them in spell bags and floor washes and different things like that. When I do consume, I feel like it's important for each and every one of us to do so with research. So depending on the type of medication you're on, depending on even over-the-counter stuff, depending on health, depending on all kinds of things, when we consume herbs, they can have an adverse or not so adverse effect on us. So it's really always important to do your own research, ask your own health professionals. Even sometimes certain herbs can have a mental fuckery with us. And so asking your therapist or whoever's in charge of that sort of, scenario, is it okay if I take this? Is it going to mess up with my mental stuff or whatever? Do your research. Always be your own advocate. Always research before you consume anything. Please. Now, with that said, let's get into the magic of herbal allies. Woo! I feel like we should have some music, but I don't know if I'm that experienced in this podcast thing to be able to do that. So, probably not. Just me talking. Herbs have been our companions for centuries, offering both tangible support and spiritual insight. They're not just tools, they're teachers. In this episode, we're focusing on 13 standout herbs that I feel are must-haves for any witch. And let's be real for a second. Honestly, it's impossible to create a definitive list of essential herbs. Every witch's practice is going to be different, and what works for one might not resonate for another. So these 13 herbs simply stood out to me for this episode because they offer a unique blend of practical uses and magical potential. Think of this as a starting point, not a rule book. So those lists, 13 must-haves, and it's yeah, maybe, depends on your practice. Is it a must-have for you? Maybe not, I don't know. And there's a shit ton of herbs too, so it's I want them all, but do I need them all? Are they local to me? Are they, there's so many things to consider. Be respectful, right, of the herbs that you work with. Be respectful to the land and all those things as well. But yeah, this is just 13 herbs that I felt we should talk about today. So there we are. And I feel like I'm just putting out so many disclaimers. We can't cover everything, right? We can't cover all of the sort of properties of any one herb and it's what it stands for, its contraindications, all the things. We can't cover it all. So if I miss something, feel free to add to the discussion. Feel free to, share your insight and your knowledge and your wisdom. Because that's the best thing we can do from this is just keep growing and learning more. Each herb has a story to tell. One rooted in its biological properties and another in its energetic resonance. By understanding both, you can unlock their full potential in your practice. Let's dive into this list, my friends, blending science with spirit to show how these allies can elevate your craft. Honestly, it's so important. When people ask me like, what's a really good herb magic book? And I'm like, I don't know. I have some that I like, but I feel that if you really want to learn about herbs, it's important to learn their sort of, science-y nature first. Like there's a word and I can't find it. I'm so sorry. But their medical background or medicinal use or science data, that data, it's good to know about that first, because I feel like when you understand the properties of an herb, like how it grows, what it needs to grow, what it likes, what it doesn't like, is it antifungal? Is it antispasmodic? All of those things add into it gives you a root for the spiritual nature of an herb. So if you can tap into its actual medicinal value or its properties and understand it from that perspective, you're set. So I always suggest, looking into that first. Building your herbal cabinet. These herbs are versatile powerhouses capable of supporting your health while amplifying your magical intentions. We'll explore their mundane and magical properties and see how the science and metaphysical weave together to create something extraordinary. First one we talk about today, agrimony. Agrimony. I don't know. It's said to be, it's said to be detoxifying and astringent, supports liver health and soothes inflammation. Known for its ability to promote wound healing and ease minor skin irritations. So that's kind of like, we could dig deeper, and I suggest that you do. Into that sort of sciencey, background, its associations, right? But with agrimony, if we see, it's astringent. It's detoxifying. It soothes inflammation. Well, I wonder what I could use that magically for. If I think of, inflammation soothing, how does that transfer to a spiritual perspective or a metaphysical perspective? Just things to consider. Metaphysical associations. It may be known as a witch's shield. Agrimony deflects negativity and binds harmful influences, often used in uncrossing spells and protection rituals. And so, I can see where that would be the thing, right? You can maybe add some to some cleansing water. You could add this to a spritz. Add it to for me, it's add it to a cleansing spritz. Some people might use a little bit of Florida water. Be careful. Florida water is flammable, my friends. Some people don't realize that. Don't know why, but So you could add it to some cleansing spritz, add a little bit of agrimony to it, and utilize it to maybe cleanse your aura after dealing with toxic energy. So kind of have some agrimony, and before you enter your home, spritz the doorway and walk through it, and you're cleansing yourself and sort of setting the tone so you can leave that bullshit behind you and step into the home with better energy. I feel like if we all did this more, and let's be honest, we don't do it enough, if at all, but if we all did this more, I think that would help a lot our home environment. You might burn it to purify a space before rituals. That could be something. And why these things? So agrimony's detoxifying nature mirrors its ability to remove spiritual toxins, helping you reset energetically. And so that's kind of how we marry the sort of sciencey stuff and the metaphysical stuff. Agrimony's detoxification, I'm casting you out, I'm detoxifying a system, is acting like that on a spiritual level. 2, rue. Y'all, there's so many different things you read about rue, and some of it's you gotta be very careful Rue is considered poisonous, my friend, so the information provided below, while may be associated with rue, I'd still suggest using rue in things that you do not consume or touch your body with, just in case you have a severe reaction to. So scientific associations may be, rue has been linked to being antispasmodic and antispasmodic and antifungal, supports digestive health, and eases muscle tension. So that's interesting, but it's also poisonous, so like don't. But again, antispasm, for what I'm just thinking like exorcisms, but I like the antispasmodic and antifungal properties for its actual metaphysical properties because it's really, really good for like, breaking down curses. It's considered the herb of grace. Rue is protective and cleansing, often used to ward off the evil eye. And really it is great at removing curses. So sometimes I mix rue with hyssop. Hyssop? Oh my god. Promotes spiritual clarity and banishes negative energy. And so you can see kind of like its mundane sort of associations with antispasmodic and antifungal, and easing tension, how rue is really good at cleansing and being protective. Place a sprig by your door to protect your home. You know what's really cool about that is like you can place a sprig, you can place a little bit of rue at your door or in a spell bag, right? And program it. Like, look, before any bitch comes in, like check their shit, check their energy, and get rid of any stank that's on them before they enter this space. And anything that's being directed at me or towards me in a negative light, take care of it. You can use in spell bags to lift hexes or spells cast against you. Because again, not everything sent your way is necessarily a hex or a curse. So you have to be mindful of that. Rue's antifungal properties reflect its ability to clear spiritual infections and negativity. So that's kind of like why we associate like how we marry the two. Okay? So that's something to consider. But again, it's poisonous. Be careful when handling. Be smart. Do your research. Don't consume. There you go. Astragalus. I am so terrible at pronouncing shit. Like mundane associations. It's said to boost immune function, supports kidney health, and acts as an adaptogen to combat stress. Metaphysical associations known for vitality and endurance. Astragalus enhances stamina and supports a long-term goal. Wow. You might want to include it in spell bags or teas. Again, be sure you can safely, for you personally, you can and want to consume it. Just be mindful, for sustaining energy in long projects. So like you could even, use in rituals aimed at strengthening the body and mind. I have a lot of people lately asking for like sex spells, or, to enhance their relationship with their partner, stuff like that, where it's between consenting adults. You could even kind of like maybe utilize astragalus with maybe some horny goat weed or some other herbs that, promote like this, potency and this, stamina and this, maybe pleasure stuff and love stuff and connection stuff, and really, utilize it in magic to enhance that aspect of one's relationship. So that's something to consider. And I see like figural candles and that sort of type of working. Astragulus's role in physical resilience parallels its magical ability to sustain and protect. So that's something to really, really consider. If you need if you need stamina in a type of working that you're doing, you might want to work with astragalus. Do you say basil or basil? Basil. I can't, I love how people say basil. So I can't say basil, because that sounds just, basil sounds just fabulous. Mundane associations is said to be antioxidant rich, supports digestion and respiratory health, reduces stress and boosts mood. Metaphysical associations, basil is associated with love, abundance, and purification, among many things. Draws prosperity and clears stagnant energy. I really love the clearing of stagnant energy for basil. So you might put some leaves in your wallet to attract money. Hi. Add some bay leaf too. But yeah, brew as tea for focus and clarity before spell work. You don't have to consume it if you don't want to. Like, always check when consuming anything. Include it in your food for such things. But like, some people are like, oh, use sage and yeah, whatever. But like, why not basil? Like, if you incorporate like bay leaf and basil into your cleansing, smoke cleansing, amazing. Because it clears stagnant energy. And it also is inviting good vibration, good health, good wellness, good, prosperity into your space. And so I think like, pairing it with bay leaf or even pairing it with like palo santo or frankincense and myrrh or copal, that would be really, really great. A great addition for, dispersing nasty ass energy, but also bringing in some cool shit. Basil's uplifting properties make it ideal for clearing blockages and attracting positive energy. That's why. I hope that and again, I know I can't cover everything, but this is fun to talk about and to share, because I hope that by doing so, it kind of gives you an idea on how to look at your herbs in a different way, or maybe just in a fresh perspective of marrying their mundane data, mundane associations and properties with their metaphysical and how they connect, because they're not disconnected. Black hush. I don't know what the fuck is wrong with me. Black cohosh mundane properties is said to be a uterine tonic, supports hormonal balance, and relieves inflammation. Metaphysically associated with transformation and emotional healing, and it can be actually used in shadow work and rituals for deep introspection, supporting like the balance of how we feel and what we're going through on a physical level, but also on an emotional, mental, spiritual level. We can work with it in candle magic to support emotional release or personal transformation. So like, to me, like I'm reading this or my notes and expressing this in a way, but as I do so, I'm seeing like, okay, maybe work with a black candle during like the waning phase of the moon and, inscribing something, a sigil of support, right? And utilizing black cohosh in this, working for emotional release or personal transformation. So that'd be really, really cool. Add to charm bags for protection during intense life changes. So this is if you want to help, if you see someone going through it and you want to help and you're a witch or a magical practitioner, you're like, oh, I can create a charm bag for someone, or I can do it for myself. And, we do this because like black cohosh's transformative properties reflect its ability to support deep spiritual shifts. It's mundane and metaphysical married. I love me some black pepper. I fucking do. Its mundane properties stimulate circulation, supports digestion, and it has antimicrobial properties. I did a blog post on all of these properties and what they could mean magically on houseofblackthorn.com. So go check that out. Go find it. Really helpful, actually. It's metaphysical associations. Black pepper enhances energy and adds potency to spells associated with protection and banishing negativity. It's also really good in maledictive works. I'm really good at cursing. It really is delicious and delightful. You can sprinkle in spell jars for courage or personal power. You can use in protection spells to fortify your energy. And black pepper's physical stimulation mirrors its ability to amplify magical energy. If you think about it, a lot of people, like, if they smell black pepper, they sneeze. So it's like this instant response. Black pepper is really good for kind of like, revving the engine or moving things into, like, getting things energized and to be done something with. I don't know. I don't even know what I just said there. But you know what I mean? Like, it revs that energy. It builds the momentum, I guess. And immediately just sparks that response of expel. like sneeze, achoo, and you're sneezing, right? So think of that sort of influence of black pepper and how it can be applied magically. Burdock, mundane properties. It's said to be anti-inflammatory and prebiotic, supports gut health and detoxification. Metaphysical associations. Another thing is, like, you can see it's like, oh, it supports gut health. Well, if I wanted to use it in malediction, maybe I can do so to, for gut health or not so health stuff. So metaphysical associations, grounding and protective, burdock strengthens boundaries, promotes healing and resilience. Practical applications, you can use in grounding rituals after emotionally intense spells. So like after like a heavy releasing spell, it's like really emotional. Ground yourself, but you can also work with like maybe hold on to some burdock or having a spell bag and for it to help strengthen and reinforce the work that you've done, but also to provide that sort of like physical spiritual support in grounding. You can add it to waters for physical and spiritual detoxification. So like when I say waters, I mean like spritzes or floor washes, things like that. Burdock's grounding energy complements its detoxifying properties for holistic balance. Calendula. How do you say it? I should look up the proper way. Calendula. I just like saying dula. Mundane properties or associations, anti-inflammatory, vulnerary, soothes skin irritations and promotes healing. Metaphysical associations associated with the sun, calendula, brings warmth, joy, and abundance. Add to spells for confidence and positivity, infuse into oil for protection and blessing charms, and also to combat like inflamed situations, to kind of calm things down, to soothe minor irritations, and to promote like the healing of something. Calendula's healing warmth mirrors its ability to uplift and protect energetically. We marry the mundane data with the metaphysical. Chamomile. Do you say chamomile? I've heard people say chamomile. Chamomile. Mundane properties, anti-inflammatory and calming, supports digestion and reduces anxiety. And again, not all anxiety is the same, so we have to be mindful of that. Metaphysical associations associated with peace and relaxation. Chamomile soothes the mind and spirit. For those of us who can drink it, because someone might not, before like in rituals, I find chamomile to be grounding in the sense where it calms the nerves, it reduces that anxiousness, and it helps me to be in a place like, okay, I got this, right? So there's that. We can add to sleep sachets for restful nights. You can put it into poppets, right? For healing, to calm and to be anti-inflammatory and to maybe to help support digestion and things like that. So chamomile's calming nature aligns with its magical use in peace and protection spells. Dandelion. Mundane properties, supports liver function and acts as a diuretic. The diuretic dandelion is very interesting because it can be used for some really tough stuff and some really like maledictive, intense stuff, especially if you consider its function as a diuretic. I mean, just saying, putting it out there. Metaphysical associations associated with resilience and manifestation, aids in wish making and achieving goals. Blow on dandelion seeds while making a wish to amplify your desire. Use the root in grounding and protection rituals. Dandelion's adaptability mirrors its magical use in fostering resilience and growth. Elder. Mundane properties, antiviral and immune supportive, promotes respiratory health. Metaphysical associations, a powerful protective herb. Elder is linked to ancestral wisdom, used for banishing and boundary setting. You might create an elderberry syrup for physical and energetic protection. Hang elder branches over doors to ward off negativity. There's so many things, and also like to promote immune health and immune supportive energy, right? Elder's protective nature aligns with its historical use as a guardian herb. All right, now we have garlic. Garlic's mundane associations or mundane properties antimicrobial and heart healthy, said to support immunity and circulation. Metaphysical associations, it's obviously, yes, known to ward off negativity and enhance personal power. And that's just some of it. Hang garlic braids in your kitchen for protection. And here, let me just tell you something, because I feel like we tend to forget this, but like, you don't just hang garlic braids for protection. You have to like it's the conscious acknowledgement of working with like the garlic spirit, the spirit of garlic, and welcoming it and asking it to, protect. I feel like people forget that witchcraft is a co-creative sort of process where you can't just like go through the motions. So make sure that if you're hanging garlic for protection, that it actually knows what it's supposed to be doing, because a lot of these things, a lot of these herbs and curios and such have a plethora of associations. You can use in banishing spells to remove harmful influences. Garlic's pungent energy cuts through negativity, both physical and spiritual. Ginger, my friends, ginger. Mundane properties, antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory, supports digestion and circulation. Metaphysical associations associated with fire and passion. Ginger amplifies energy and intent. I love adding ginger to things that need a little extra spice. And what I love about ginger, it's like, it's not sweet, but it can be used to kind of like, it's neutral. So it's like, you can use it in a sweetening and it's not going to make it too savory or salty or sour or anything like that. But I can also use it in salty, savory things, and it's not going to make it like sweet, but it can add that layer of, just rightness. You can add to love spells for passion and excitement, heating things up, getting that stuff moving. You can use in money spells to speed up results, and also for like the amplified intent, like let's bring us some money. Ginger's fiery nature enhances its magical ability to ignite and energize our desires. So just like covering those 13 herbs and their multifaceted properties, and that's just a little bit of what they're capable of. If you do your research, you'll find that they are associated with so much more. But you can start to think about how that works, what that means, and how the mundane data, interconnects with the spiritual data. And you can start creating a cabinet that supports your magical practice in your everyday life. So whether you're grounding with burdock or manifesting with dandelion or protecting with rue, each of these herbs offers a unique key to your craft. And also it opens a doorway of understanding. Like it opens a pathway of comprehension in a way that is only going to support you becoming a better witch. In this next segment, I kind of wanted to talk to you about like applying that herbal knowledge in witchcraft. I kind of did a little bit, but I want to take it to the next level. The fuck? So now that we've explored the 13 herbs, let's take a closer look at how to weave their magical and mundane properties into specific aspects of your life. Whether it's love, protection, prosperity, psychic work, or even, yes, malediction. Understanding the why behind an herb's use is what makes your magic intentional and powerful. Let's dive into each herb, exploring how it can be worked across these categories, and most importantly, why it works. We'll start with agrimony for love. Agrimony for love. Agrimony can help release emotional baggage. And here, I'm going to stop myself there. The way that I teach, the way that I work, and the way that I think is like, I may not have all of the ingredients on hand, so I need to really understand how different things work. Like how the properties of these herbs and barks and all that can work and what they offer, so that I can understand that if I don't have something on hand, I can replace it with something else that's going to work differently, obviously, because it's not the same thing, but it will fit. So sometimes that is understanding how to use something that's not really known for love, and why. So anyways, back to agrimony for love. Agrimony can help release emotional baggage or unresolved issues, clearing the path for healthy relationships. Its cleansing and unbinding properties reflect its ability to let go of the past and welcome new emotional connections. So you might want to add agrimony to a cleansing, a cleansing spritz to release lingering heartbreak and open yourself to new love. And so like if we're going through love shit and we're trying to kind of like, set the tone to find something better. Maybe during the waning moon or even the dark moon, we're doing some heavy cleansing of our love shit. We can incorporate like a spritz of agrimony and some other stuff. Maybe some use rose water as your base, and then add some agrimony, and then add some maybe some Venusian herbs or other things to kind of set that tone, and then spritz the fuck out of your aura, man. to release that sort of lingering bullshit. You could even include agrimony, like if in cud, what the fuck? Why am I having issues? Mercury's retrograde, y'all. I forgot. That's why. I stutter and I'll do fuck up anyways, but like, we're going to say Mercury retrograde. Yeah. But like, if you're doing a cord cutting from like ex relationship stuff, you can incorporate agrimony for sure. Agrimony for money? Well, it's not a classic prosperity herb. It can unbind financial stagnation. So its association with like freeing energy can remove obstacles to financial flow. So you're kind of seeing a pattern here. So maybe not outright a money herb. If you find yourself in sort of like this stagnation in regards to money and you have agrimony on hand, it can actually help to unbind and remove obstacles. So you might use agrimony in a spell jar with coins and some basil or basil to break financial blocks. Agrimony for protection work. Agrimony is actually excellent for reversing harmful intentions. It's known for its reflective properties, so sending negativity back to the source. Great. Maybe create a sachet that has agrimony in it and hang it near your front door to protect your home from psychic attack. You could also maybe get like make an agrimony sort of like infusion and let it cool and dip a mirror, like a black mirror maybe, in the agrimony and program it. Like obviously you have to program it, you have to let it know what it's doing to for agrimony to send any shit back, like send it back, any negative association, any curses, anything else. If you're gonna do curses, then I might mix agrimony with some hyssop and maybe rue as like a wash and dip the mirrors in that. Psychic work, agrimony for psychic work. It clears the mind, allowing for a deeper connection to intuition. Its cleansing properties remove energetic clutter, creating a space for spiritual insight. So you can kind of see how like its association with cleansing and kind of clearing the pathway, removing the clutter, it can really be a beneficial ally in psychic work. We might burn agrimony with mugwort before divination to enhance focus, or even if we don't burn, like we might make again some like sort of water concoction, some potion with agrimony and mugwort and spritz it around maybe. Now in malediction, dun dun dun, you can bind someone's negative speech or actions using agrimony's reflective energy. Its traditional use in binding lends itself to stopping harmful behaviors. Maybe add agrimony to a mirror box spell to reflect harmful gossip or slander. I have another, like what last week's episode was about stopping gossip, so you might want to check that one out to get some ideas. Rue for love. And so you can see like, before I get into Rue, like, you can see how thinking about how to tackle different associations in our life, different categories or aspects of our life with one singular herb or bark or whatever, root, we can get crafty. We can get ideas on how, like, oh wow, this is really beneficial. And it just trains us to think differently and see differently and know that no matter what, we have something we will always have tools, right? We will always have magical allies and associations. Rue for love clears energetic blocks in relationships. It does. Its reputation as a cleansing herb extends to emotional purification, helping resolve conflict or remove toxicity in love. You may infuse Rue in an oil and anoint a pink candle for a sort of reconciliation spell. But remember, Rue is poisonous, so if you're infusing it in oil, just make sure to wear gloves. Make sure to handle it properly, honestly. Or use a draw, like, just be safe. And when you're dressing candles, you don't have to make it all nasty. A little tiny drop is good for a candle. Like, it just is. Don't create a fire hazard. Rue for money helps ward off bad financial luck. Rue's protective properties can deflect negative energy around money matters. Place Rue in your wallet to shield against financial misfortune. You can create a little spell charm. You could get felt and create like a protective shape out of felt, like a tiny one. Add some Rue to the center of it. Make another, create 2 pieces and then sew it together. That way you can have like a little protective Rue protection thing on you. You can place Rue, again, like I said, in your wallet, like in a charm form like that, to shield against financial misfortune. Because you don't have to create anything huge, but at least that Rue's contained, so you're not going to be touching it. And, Rue for protection. It can act as a spiritual shield. It's honestly really best for protection. Rue has a long history as an herb of protection, repelling negative forces. So you might sprinkle some Rue around your home for energetic defense. You could actually create like a spell paper that expresses words of power, and burn it with Rue. Be careful, again, poison. So burn it like in a well-ventilated outside area. Don't inhale, just in case, just be safe. Cause some things you really shouldn't be inhaling. But like you can still burn it. You can still make it go to ash. Just don't, be safe with how you handle these things, these herbs. Be respectful. And so when it burns down completely with your intention, spell paper, words of power, you can then take that and maybe sprinkle the ashes around your home for energetic defense. Or, you can take the ashes and put them in a spell bag. You can take the ashes, mix them in clay for like a clay charm. There's so many different things you can do to make this work, and you should have fun with it. Rue for psychic work clears energetic interference that hinders spiritual work. Its ability to purify helps create a sacred space for psychic endeavors. You might place Rue in a pouch under your pillow to block psychic attacks during sleep. If you can, again, if like you don't have animals, because sometimes that would hinder some things, but maybe put it under your bed, like in a glass with some water, program the water and Rue to block out psychic attacks, and then like toss that water and Rue out in the morning. Malediction. You can use Rue in a curse breaking spell or to create spiritual discomfort for an adversary. So yes, it can be amazing to break curses, but like if you want to curse, it can cause pain. It really can. It can cause like intense burn, like that feeling. Rue's potency makes it an effective counter to harmful magic or to turn the tables on a foe. So it has the ability to do one or the other. You might mix Rue with sulfur and visualize breaking the target's influence over you, or having dominance, like mix Rue, sulfur, and some sharp objects, and visualize having dominant over and causing and inflicting that torment to a target. Astragalus for love It can strengthen resilience in relationships. Its adaptogenic properties symbolize building long-term emotional endurance. You might brew some astragalus tea and share it with a partner to promote unity, if that's something you can do. You could even like make an oil and dress like a candle, if you have a figural candle to represent your relationship, you can do that as well. There's so many different ways to do this, and just get creative and have fun with it. Astragalus for money supports steady progress toward financial goals. Its association with vitality aligns with persistence and wealth building. Use astragalus in a money drawing sachet for long-term financial stability. Hello. Astragalus for protection. It bolsters physical and energetic defenses. As an immune booster, astragalus parallels spiritual immunity, creating resilience. You might add astragalus root to a protective blend or to protective talismans to ward off energetic depletion. So important. This is a great ally for healers as well. Astragalus for psychic work. It grounds and fortifies during spiritual exploration. Its balancing properties ensure stability in psychic endeavors. Include astragalus in a ritual to strengthen focus during astral projection. Basil for love. Basil for love. Basil attracts love and promotes harmony in relationships. Its sweet, warm energy is traditionally associated with affection and connection. Create a love drawing charm bag with basil leaves, rose petals, and a small rose quartz to promote unity and affection. Basil for money, draws wealth and financial stability. Basil's reputation as a prosperity herb is rooted in its ability to amplify abundance. You might place a fresh basil leaf in your wallet or cash register to encourage financial growth. Basil for protection. It guards against negativity and stabilizes emotional energy. Basil's bright, uplifting nature dispels harmful influences. Use basil in a floor wash to cleanse your home of energetic disturbances. Basil for psychic work enhances clarity and focus during divination. Its ability to stimulate the mind makes it an excellent herb for intuitive work. Brew a basil tea and drink it before a scrying session to sharpen your focus. You might just like have a little sip, or you just might, you don't have to drink it. You can like inhale it, like the steam. Yeah. Basil for malediction. Banefully bind someone's gossip or meddling. Basil's protective properties can be inverted to seal the lips of a troublemaker. Write your target's name on basil leaves, roll them out into a tongue shape, and burn them while stating your intent. Black cohosh for love, eases emotional tension and facilitates relationship healing. Its calming properties make it ideal for resolving conflict. Maybe add black cohosh to a reconciliation spell, combining it with rose petals and lavender for emotional soothing. Black cohosh for money. Opens pathways for financial opportunities by removing emotional blocks. That's a big one. It symbolizes transformation and can help shift stagnant energy, which is really good because a lot of times with money, we do have stagnant energy. We do have emotional blocks. We have all that shit. You can work with black cohosh and a prosperity oil and anoint your wallet or a green candle. Yeah. Just don't get all super anointy and make it all yucky. A little bit goes a long way. Just remember that. Black cohosh for protection acts as an emotional shield during challenging interactions. Its grounding energy helps stabilize emotions, providing a buffer against psychic attack. Carry a sachet of black cohosh root with hematite to maintain emotional balance. Yes. Black cohosh for psychic work, facilitates shadow work and deep introspection. It encourages exploring hidden aspects of the self. Would be really good for mediumship, I feel, like digging deep, or trance, Add black cohosh with ritual spritz before meditation to uncover subconscious truths. Black cohosh for malediction subdues an adversary's influence. Its ability to modulate energy can be used to suppress harmful actions or turn up, the pain meter, I guess, too, as well. Use black cohosh in a domination spell to control or redirect negative behavior. Black pepper. Yes, I love pepper. Black pepper for love. Adds passion, fiery, energy to love workings. Its heat symbolizes desire and intensity. Sprinkle black pepper around a red candle to ignite passion in your love life. And I feel like also for like almost near immediate results. Black pepper for money adds urgency and potency to financial spells. Its stimulating energy speeds up manifestations. Add black pepper to a money drawing oil to heat up your intentions. Protection, black pepper for protection, repels harmful influences and creates an energetic boundary. Its fiery nature drives away negativity. Combine black pepper with salt for protective warding powder to sprinkle at doorways. Black pepper for psychic work, stimulates focus and breaks through psychic blocks. Its sharp, awakening energy clears a mental fog. Add black pepper to a meditation incense blend to heighten awareness. Black pepper for malediction causes discomfort or confusion in a target's life. If you want to really get into that confusion energy, add some poppy seed to that. Its irritating properties disrupt the target's focus or peace. Like you can kind of utilize black pepper to make someone like to enhance their tics. So like you can even make them like cough, like expel, right? Constantly over and over and over. Use black pepper in a footprint spell to create chaos in your adversary's path. Burdock for love encourages grounded, stable connections. Its earthy energy supports long-term commitment. Burdock, yeah. Work with burdock root in a talisman for strengthening bonds and partnerships. Burdock for money promotes steady financial growth. Its association with grounding reflects stability in wealth. Carry burdock root in your pocket to attract slow but reliable income. Burdock for protection creates a protective barrier around your energy. Its roots dig deep, symbolizing strong foundations and resilience. Burn burdock root as incense during the cleansing rituals. Psychic work, burdock for psychic work, enhances grounding during spiritual work. Its connection to the earth anchors psychic exploration. We might, spritz some burdock spritzies before engaging in astral travel to maintain a connection to the physical plane. Burdock for malediction entangles a target's plans, causing setbacks. I love that. Its clinging properties symbolize entrapment. Use burdock root in a knot binding spell to disrupt harmful intentions or to put a bitch in their place. Same. Calendula for love promotes joy and warmth in relationships. Its sunny energy encourages affection and happiness. Add calendula petals to a love bath to brighten emotional connections. Calendula for money attracts golden opportunities. Its vibrant orange color resonates with prosperity. Place calendula flowers on your altar during money drawing rituals. For protection, shields against emotional wounds. Its healing properties create a buffer against negativity. Use calendula in a protective charm for children or loved ones. For psychic work, illuminates hidden truths. Its association with the sun brings clarity and insight. You might burn calendula during tarot sessions to uncover hidden answers. For malediction, exposes deceit and undermines a target's manipulations. Its purifying energy brings lies to light. Use calendula in a spell to reveal a deceiver's true nature. Chamomile for love brings calm and harmony to romantic relationships. Its soothing properties can reduce tension and foster peaceful connections. You might brew some chamomile tea and share it with a partner during a heart-to-heart conversation to strengthen emotional bonds. Chamomile for money. It attracts good fortune and financial luck. Its association with prosperity and calming anxiety makes it ideal for abundance spells. Sprinkle dried chamomile around your wallet or cash register for financial success. Chamomile for protection. It wards off curses and protects against bad dreams. Its gentle yet potent energy deflects negativity. Add chamomile flowers to a dream pillow for peaceful and protected sleep. Chamomile for psychic work. It enhances relaxation for deep meditation and intuitive work. Its calming nature clears the mind, opening space for intuitive insights. Burn chamomile during a tarot reading to create a serene atmosphere. Chamomile for malediction induces restlessness in a target. Its calming properties can be flipped to create discomfort by withholding peace. Use chamomile in a binding spell paired with pins to prick a target's tranquility. Dandelion inspires honesty and openness in relationships. Its purifying properties cleanse emotional blocks, allowing love to flow freely. Brew a dandelion tea and share it with a partner during a ritual to foster trust and transparency. Just remember that dandelion is a diuretic, so maybe a little sip or two, but also like not a lot. Like don't overconsume. Dandelion for money promotes steady growth and resourcefulness. Its resilience and ability to thrive in any environment symbolizes persistence in financial pursuits. Add dandelion root powder to a money drawing sachet with bay leaves and pyrite. Protection clears away negativity and protects your personal space. Its purifying properties make it excellent for energetic cleansing. Make a dandelion root infused vinegar to cleanse and protect your home. For psychic work, assists with connecting to ancestral wisdom. Dandelion is linked to spirits and communication with the unseen. Burn dried dandelion leaves as an offering during ancestral work. Malediction. It disrupts a target's sense of stability. I like this. Its deep taproot symbolize grounding, and their removal can uproot someone energetically. Use dandelion roots in a disruption spell, burying them upside down to reverse a target's fortune. Elder for love supports healing and renewal in love. Elder's association with regeneration and protection makes it a powerful ally for repairing emotional wounds. Add elder flowers to a love spell aimed at healing past heartaches. Elder for money draws wealth while maintaining balance and protection. Elder embodies prosperity and safeguards against greed. Create a money drawing oil with elderberry, cinnamon, and basil to anoint your wallet or to anoint, spell bags, whatever. For protection, act as a guardian against malevolent forces. Elder is a classic protective herb with deep folklore ties to warding off harm. Hang elder branches over doorways to protect your home from negativity. Elder for psychic work enhances communication with spirits and strengthens divination. Elder connects the physical and spiritual worlds. Use elderberry syrup as an offering during seances or scrying sessions to open channels of communication. Elder in malediction reflects harm back to the center. Its protective energy can be turned toward defensive baneful work. Create a mirror spell with elderflower water to return ill intentions to their source. Garlic for love. Garlic purifies and protects love from external interference. Its cleansing energy clears away negativity, ensuring a secure foundation for love. Place a clove of garlic under your bed to ward off relationship jealousy. Garlic for money attracts financial luck while protecting wealth. Garlic's strong energy clears blockages and creates a stable environment for financial growth. Hang garlic braids in your kitchen to ensure prosperity flows into your home. Protection wards off harmful energies and entities. Garlic is one of the most well-known protective herbs used historically to repel negativity. Carry a clove of garlic in a charm bag for personal protection during challenging situations. Garlic for psychic work clears residual energies from the space, enabling focused divination. Its purifying properties enhance the clarity of psychic work. Depending on the scent of it, you could dress like garlic infused oil onto a candle before conducting like spirit communication, or you can even just keep like a few cloves of garlic around you. You know, that's an idea as well. Garlic for malediction. It creates discomfort or blocks a target's progress. Its strong invasive energy can act as a disruptor. Use crushed garlic in a banishing spell to force someone out of your life. Ginger for love. Sparks passion and increases romantic energy. Ginger's warming, fiery nature makes it ideal for love spells focused on attraction and intensity. Add fresh ginger slices to a love-drawing potion or tea. Ginger for money. Speeds up financial manifestations. Ginger stimulating energy accelerates the flow of abundance. Anoint a green candle with ginger oil and burn it during a money spell. For protection, shields against illness and energetic attacks. Ginger's purifying and warming properties make it a protective powerhouse. Add ginger powder to a protective charm bag or sprinkle it around your home's perimeter. For psychic work, increases focus and enhances spiritual connection. Its warming energy heightens awareness and strengthens intuition. Drink ginger tea before divination to amplify psychic insights. Ginger for malediction. Intensifies discomfort and disruption for a target. Its fiery nature can burn through a target's peace of mind. Use ginger in a poppet to agitate a target's plans, anointing the figure with ginger oil to amplify its potency. By weaving together the mundane and magical properties of these herbs, you can see how we can create an incredible range of spells tailored to our intentions. Whether you're calling in love, shielding your space, or dealing with more shadowy matters, these 13 herbal allies are ready to support your craft in transformative ways. But I think that if looking at it, like breaking it down, herb to herb to herb to herb, and then like separating it by different categories of life experiences, like what we'll need, you can see how each herb has so many different facets that can be utilized in several different ways. We simply have to train ourselves to see them for more than just one thing. You know, they are so much more than we give them credit for. So we're about to dive into a section that I really, really love, working herbs with lunar and astrological energies. I love kind of looking at different things and connecting them or seeing how astrology plays out. I am not the best at it, but I am so excited to get better with it, you know? So herbs are bridges between the earth and the cosmos, holding energies that resonate with planetary forces, lunar phases, and astrological signs. Aligning their use with these celestial influences can amplify your spell work and connect your practice to the greater rhythms of the universe. Let's explore how each of the 13 herbs fit into this cosmic framework. Agrimony and the waxing moon, as well as Jupiter. Why? Agrimony's association with purification and clearing aligns beautifully with the waxing moon, a time of growth and building energy, and Jupiter's expansive influence. So you can see, like, okay, waxing is about growth, expansion, but it's also about, like, as something, like, I feel it's like as something gets added in or expands, other things are released, right? So there's a purification and clearing process there that really just aligns well with agrimony, and I feel like agrimony does this where it can come in and purify, but we're also expanding upon our energy where there's that stamina connection. We're strengthening, reinforcing that where we have Jupiter's, you know, expansive influence and the waxing moon. But also you have to consider, I'll go into this after the fact too, later after we close this. There's so many ways to think about associations where you think about the plant, the herb, how it grows, the type of soil it grows in, how much sunlight it needs or doesn't need, the physical, like, bodily effect, the physical response, like, does it burn, like, does it sting you? All those things, right, can factor in and can shift or add different astrological correspondences to, or associations, I should say, to the herb. So this is just a little bit. So maybe like, again, if you want to have like maximum influence, with a spell that maybe you're using agrimony in, maybe during a waxing moon in Sagittarius. So you have waxing moon and Sagittarius associated with Jupiter, ruled by Jupiter. You have all of that energy influencing the spell. You might want to create an agrimony infused water to cleanse your altar space, or inviting positivity and growth with, right? So like there's so many different things you can think of to charge, to create, to get like the most out of the herb and its sort of planetary associations. Astragalus, the new moon, and Cancer. Astragalus, known for its restorative and protective properties, connects with the nurturing energy of Cancer and the renewal of the new moon. So I kind of like that. During a Cancer new moon, add astragalus root to a simmer pot, or create a protection charm to strengthen emotional boundaries and restore energy reserves. You might even like create moon water, and utilize astragalus in it. Add if you want the power or the potency or the metaphysical associations, the magical associations of astragalus into your water. New moon, Cancer, boom. Astragalus, boom. And then it just enhances and intensifies the work. Basil, Venus retrograde. Ooh, a retrograde here. Venus association and Libra association. So basil's association with love and harmony and balance makes it an ideal herb for Venus. And also like Venus retrograde, because then with retrograde you can learn lessons, there's a harmony there. So Venus and relationships, retrograde and direct. And Libra balance, right? Burn basil incense during a Libra moon to reconcile differences in a relationship or attract harmony and beauty into your life. Black cohosh, maybe the waning moon in Scorpio. Black cohosh's transformative and shadowy nature resonates. What? Black cohosh's transformative and shadowy nature resonates with Scorpio and the releasing energy of the waning moon. During a Scorpio waning moon, work with black cohosh in a banishing spell to release unhealthy emotional attachments or habits. So you can kind of see this is very, very surface level association, just kind of like me playing around with what I know about astrology and how I would sort of like see this. But again, if you're more advanced in astrology, if you have different correspondences, use those. I'm just kind of giving you an idea to play with. And there are some people who like, I really want to take this astro herbalism course, but it's just not in the cards at the moment. One day. And I'll get better. And when I get better, I will share more, I should say. This is fine. Black pepper, Mars energy and Aries. So black pepper, ruled by Mars, carries a fiery protective energy, perfect for bold actions and conflict resolution, right? Black pepper, I think, with Aries, because Aries is like this initiating energy, as well as like very good at like boom, busting through the door and starting something. I think of that like association where if someone sniffs black pepper, it gets in their nose, right? Like boom, there's a sense there and it has an immediate response. You sneeze, but then it goes away. Kind of like Aries vibe, where it's not really good at maintaining or lasting. It's there, it causes, it's seen, and boom, it's gone. Working that in on a Tuesday, which is ruled by Mars, during maybe like an Aries moon, you can grind black pepper and sprinkle it around your workspace for strength and focus and overcoming obstacles, or whatever you'd like. But you can see how you could work that into your magic. Burdock, the full moon, and Taurus. Burdock's grounding and stabilizing properties resonate with Taurus and the fullness of the moon, symbolizing abundance and security. So maybe under a Taurus full moon, brew some burdock root water. I can say tea for a spritz, and spritz it around your atmosphere, your environment. And start journal and then journal about your goals and desires for long-term stability and prosperity. You can see how you're working with Burdock's energy, and then maybe like where it gets its most use, like it's intensifying its properties with the full moon and Taurus energy, and then really using it to your advantage. Calendula, the full moon, and Leo. Calendula's bright sun-like energy aligns with Leo and the radiant power of the full moon. During a Leo full moon, craft the calendula oil to anoint your solar plexus, boosting confidence and charisma. You could even do a salve. A lot of people make that and just do it during a Leo full moon for that extra power, extra potency, extra energy on your side. Chamomile, the waning moon in Pisces. I like the waning moon when you're like doing sleepy stuff because like, my sleep is, my alertness is decreasing and I'm falling into slumber. So I like that association. Chamomile's calming and restorative properties align with the dreamy, intuitive energy of Pisces and the waning moon's reflective phase. During a Pisces waning moon, create a chamomile bath ritual to cleanse your aura and recharge your intuitive abilities. I like that. Dandelion, the new moon in Sagittarius. Dandelion's resilient, adventurous nature matches the optimism of Sagittarius and the fresh start of the new moon. During a Sagittarius new moon, use dandelion root in a simmer pot to set intentions for travel, education, or expanding your horizons. Elder, Saturn energy, and Capricorn. Elder's protective and grounding qualities resonate with Saturn's discipline energy and the steady earthy power of Capricorn. I feel like Saturn gets a bad rap, and it's like, okay, Elder's kind of like, it doesn't get a bad rap, but it's tried and true. So we can see the beauty of Saturn coming out in Elder, and I think we should give Saturn its due. On a Saturday during a Capricorn moon, create an elderflower tincture to strengthen boundaries and provide enduring protection. So even like whatever recipe you want to do, elder's great with Saturn energy and Capricorn energy. Play with it. See how it feels. Garlic, the waning moon in Virgo. Garlic's purifying and protective properties align with Virgo's meticulous energy and the waning moon's cleansing power. During a Virgo waning moon, place garlic cloves around your home to clear stagnant energy and promote health and focus. Ginger, the waxing moon in Sagittarius. Ginger's fiery motivational energy aligns with the waxing moon's momentum and Sagittarius's adventurous spirit. During a waxing moon in Sagittarius, drink ginger tea to amplify your willpower and energize your spell work. Alright, so the last herb I'm going to take a little more time with because I forgot when I was writing this out and outlining and doing all this stuff, I forgot to include rue. And so I thought it would be nice to kind of maybe go into a little more detail with the rue at the end of this segment and provide it in a little different way so that you can kind of see where you can associating like herbs and such with astrology stuff. Like it can be a personal thing where you kind of like have to really explore it and feel it and study and research and things will shift and adapt and change as you go, but hopefully you can get something from this. So rue is often associated with Mars due to its bold, defensive nature. Mars, the planet of action, courage, and assertiveness, infuses rue with its fiery energy, making it a powerful ally for protection, banishment, and standing your ground. It's a plant that says, no, not today, not at all, motherfucker, with a sharp clarity that cuts through negativity like a blade. Rue also has like a secondary association with the sun, which adds layers of vitality and purification to its magical properties. The sun's energy helps rue cleanse and energize, making it a great choice for rituals focused on restoration and illumination. And so we can see like planetary rulership, how, you know, there might be a planet that has like a dominant influence on an herb, and then maybe there's like an underlying, like a secondary influence, and what is that? So there's so many things to consider here. Rue resonates strongly with the fire signs Aries and Leo, both ruled by Mars and the Sun, respectively. For Aries, rue amplifies boldness and protects during confrontations, while for Leo, it clears away negativity, allowing confidence and leadership to shine. Like under an Aries moon, use or work with rue to fuel courage and decisive action, especially in banishment spells. It's the perfect herb to burn or carry when preparing for difficult conversations or removing toxic influences. Under a Leo sun, rue becomes a beacon for reclaiming personal power. Incorporate it into solar rituals for self-expression and confidence building, especially when you need to stand tall against adversity. So during the new moon, working with rue during like lunar phases, new moon, you might plant rue seeds or work with its essence to set intentions for protection and renewal. As a plant of clarity, rue helps dispel lingering negativity and opens the way for new beginnings. The full moon, under the full moon's light, rue's purifying energy is magnified. Use it in cleansing floor washes or spritzes or as part of a ritual to release deeply entrenched harmful influences. Waning moon. This is rue's prime time. Use it for banishment, unbinding, and cutting cords to drain toxic energies from your life. Rue's properties as a detoxifying herb in folk medicine mirror its magical uses for spiritual cleansing. It is known for its bitter compounds that historically helped clear impurities from the body, and this physical purging aligns with its energetic reputation for removing spiritual and emotional negativity. And so we take that into consideration when we're applying how it connects with planetary stuff. So add rue to your charm bags for protection. Sprinkle it around your home, maybe to guard against psychic attack. Put it in spell bags to purify your space or around your space, you know what I mean? For Mars heavy transits or when dealing with fiery aggressive energies, rue can ground and focus that energy into purposeful action. You might blend rue into solar water during daylight hours for an infusion of vitality and strength, and use that water in spells or floor washes or spells for self-confidence and resilience. Do not drink it. But yeah, by understanding rue's celestial influences and earthy traits, you can work with it more effectively in your practice. And so like, if you see that, like what we did with rue, the little deeper understanding of it, you can take that and apply it to any and all of the herbs that we've worked with here, and search other planetary associations and find out why they associate those herbs, you know, with that correspondence, like with that lunar phase or with that zodiac sign, yada yada, that planet, and get to know the herbs even better, right? Even better. Each herb carries its own unique signature in the cosmic dance, and working with them astrologically opens up a world of possibilities. By aligning your practice with lunar phases, planetary days, and astrological transits, you can deepen your relationship with these herbal allies and harness their full potential. But here's the thing. Astrology is vast and deeply, deeply layered. That I mentioned, deeply layered. There is no single one-size-fits-all way to connect plants to the stars. These correspondences I've shared with you are rooted in my own understanding so far, personal experience, and current studies. Astrology itself varies across systems, traditional, Western, Vedic, and so on. And even within those, interpretations shift depending on how you're approaching the chart or approaching anything. The same is true for plants. Each herb interacts with the body and energy in unique ways, which means its astrological associations can differ depending on whether you're looking at it from its medicinal properties, its magical uses, or even its cultural history. So take, for example, dandelion. Some see it as a plant of Jupiter because of its abundance and resilience, while others connect to it in a way that is aligned with the sun for its bright yellow flowers and its action as a liver tonic associated with vitality and strength. Neither interpretation is wrong. It's all about the perspective you bring and the connections you feel. This is something I'm still navigating, learning, and growing with. And I hope that by sharing my explorations, it inspires you to dive into your own. At the heart of it, working with plants astrologically is a dialogue. It's a conversation between you, the herb, the cosmos, and the intent you bring to your work. So whether you're crafting spells, brewing teas, or simply admiring their beauty, remember that the cosmos is always part of the magic, but your personal connection to it is just as important. All right, witches and plant whisperers, it's that time again. Welcome to...
Save me, Rosemary.
Where we take your burning questions and give you no-nonsense magical and herbal solutions with a dash of sassafras. Today's question touches on something that's both practical and deeply magical. So let's dive right in. Dear Rosemary, I'm about to go in for a medical procedure, and honestly, I'm a little scared. Is there an herbal ally you'd recommend to help calm my nerves and maybe even support recovery afterward?
Oh, sweet Lane, first of all, let me tell you this. You are strong, you are capable, and you've got this. Now, let's get to the herbs, because plants are the best cheerleaders a witch could ask for. What are those pre-procedure jitters? Let me introduce you to chamomile. Yes, the classic herb your nana probably swears by. Chamomile isn't just for cozy evenings. It's a powerhouse nervine that helps take the edge off without dulling your senses. It whispers to your nerves, relax, bitch, we've got this, while gently supporting your overall calm. Instead of sipping on it, here's a practical tip. Take a small sachet and fill it with dried chamomile flowers, and a little piece of black tourmaline to help you calm your nerves, transform energy, and keep you grounded. Keep this sachet on you as long as you can, and later, place it in the room where you'll be recovering to continue its soothing influence. Now, for recovery, we need something that says, chill, but make it magical. This is where calendula steps in. All sunny and bright and shit and determined. Calendula is the wound-healing bitch queen, yes, honey. Known for supporting healthy tissue and encouraging regeneration. Here's a fun way to work with calendula. Make an infusion of the flowers and soak 2 small squares of fabric in it. Wring them out gently and let them air dry completely. Then, sew the squares together to create a small pillar. Leave it one side open, fill it with calendula, maybe a little chamomile, and perhaps a hematite crystal for its connection to good blood flow and bodily healing. Keep this charm pillow nearby as a gentle magical ally during your recovery. But wait, I hear you thinking, Rosemary, isn't this segment named after you? You bet your fucking ass it is. Shit, let's not forget the namesake herb, honey. Rosemary her fucking self. She's not just for roasted potatoes, she's for clarity, courage, and stamina. Little Beauty worked it as well. Rosemary helps fortify your spirit and sharpen your mind. Consider carrying a sprig or making a charm bag with dried rosemary, chamomile, and calendula. Keep it under your pillar, in your pocket, or even tucked into your recovery area to remind yourself that you're protected and capable. One last tip, my friend. Pair these herbal allies with deep breathing and visualization. Imagine the strength of these plants flowing through your body, soothing and supporting you every step of the way. Follow your doctor's orders, combine this with that, and see yourself not just recovering, but thriving. Remember, your recovery is a magical process too, because healing, my love, is its own kind of alchemy.
There you have it, my brave and magical friend. Wise words from our favorite witch bitch, Rosemary. Take these herbal allies into your procedure with confidence and let them remind you that you're never alone in this journey. Whether it's sachets, pillows, or just the presence of these plant spirits, know that you've got a whole team rooting for you. To everyone listening, let this serve as a reminder. The bond between witches and plants is an ancient and sacred one. Use it well, honor it, and watch the magic unfold. So today we've worked at unlocking the doors to 13 potent herbal allies, delving into their mundane data, magic, and many ways they can enrich your craft. From astragalus and its deep immune support to chamomile's calming touch, we've seen how herbs bridge the worlds of the mundane and the mystical. These plants aren't just tools, they're companions rooted in tradition and brimming with potential for every spellcaster. Your magical practice doesn't need a sprawling garden or a perfectly curated apothecary. It needs you, your curiosity, your intent, and your willingness to learn. Whether you're brewing a tea, crafting a charm, or simply sitting with a plant, your connection to the work is what brings it alive. Don't let the idea of having to have it all hold you back. Start with one herb, one intention, one desire, and watch the magic grow. If this episode sparked your imagination, let me know. Share your thoughts, your favorite herbs, or your own magical tips on social media, or visit us at noteverywitch.com/subscribe. And if you know someone who's ready to dive deeper into herbal magic, maybe share this episode with them. Let's build a community of witches who inspire, uplift, and grow together. So until next time, my friends, remember this: the magic is in your hands, the power is in your desire and your intention, and your herbal allies are ready to walk with you. May your cabinet be back and your connection to the craft ever deepening. Be blessed, my friends.